Hello everyone, let's start a new topic from the unit of sliding contact bearing, that is properties of lubricants. And we are going to study the first and a very important property of lubricant, that is viscosity. Let's start with the definition. Viscosity is defined as internal frictional resistance offered by fluid to change its shape or relative motion of its part. We say that it is internal frictional resistance offered by fluid. Now where this internal frictional resistance comes from? So here we have the picture of water molecules, oil molecules and honey molecules. As we know, the intermolecular attraction of water molecules is less as compared to the oil molecules as compared to the honey molecules. If any fluid has more intermolecular attraction, then it has more resistance to flow, so it has more viscosity. So if honey molecules has more intermolecular attraction, then it offers more resistance to flow, so honey has more viscosity as compared to the water, as compared to the oil. Or we can say that in picture 2, here we have the oil and here we have the water. The oil molecule intermolecular attraction is more, so oil is more viscous than the water. Now Newton was the first person who suggests that force is necessary to shear fluid film. The force is measure of internal frictional of the fluid, and which is similar to the friction between two solid surfaces. Therefore, we can say that in fluid film lubrication, the load carrying capacity depend on the viscosity of lubricant. So as you can see, let us say in this picture, the low viscosity film, oil film is there. If any fluid has very low viscosity, then it cannot form the fluid layer between the two surfaces of solid. And if the fluid has very high viscosity, then it offers the high frictional resistance, and also its heat generation is more. Therefore, the lubricant with proper viscosity is very important concern in bearing design. So let's discuss about the Newton's law of viscosity. Here we have a figure. Now we have clear about the viscosity. It is internal friction that resists the motion of the fluid. So let's see about the construction of figure first. Here we have the oil film which is placed in between the two plates. One is the moving plate and another is the fixed plate, having thickness of h. Due to force F, upper plate or moving plate has velocity u. Now by observing the figure, we can say that the oil which sticks to the moving plate has velocity equal to u, and oil particle which sticks to the fixed plate has velocity equal to 0. Under this condition, we can say that velocity of oil at any point in the film is proportional to the distance from the point, that point from the stationary surface. Or we can say that the flow is equivalent to large number of thin layer of fluid sliding over each other. Therefore, mathematically I can write that u upon h is equal to u1 upon h1 is equal to u2 upon h2. So it can be said that velocity of oil at any point is proportional to the distance of that point from fixed surface. Now this orderly movement of the oil is called as streamline or laminar or viscous flow. Now tangential force per unit area, F upon A is nothing but the shear stress, and ratio U upon H is nothing but the rate of shear. Therefore, according to Newton's law of viscosity, we can say that shear force or shear stress is proportional to the rate of shear. So we can write that shear stress is proportional to the rate of shear, that is F upon A proportional to the U upon H. So we can put here proportionality constant F upon A is equal to mu U upon H. this mu in this equation, it is called as absolute viscosity. Therefore, we can write F is equal to mu A into U upon H. So when we can say that the velocity distribution is non-linear with respect to H, so this U upon H term becomes du upon dH. So we can say that F is equal to mu A du upon dH when non-linear velocity distribution. So any lubricant who obey this law is called as Newtonian lubricant. Now we know that the reciprocal of viscosity is nothing but the fluidity. So 1 upon mu, that is mu is nothing but the absolute viscosity, is equal to du upon dH divided by F upon A. So let's find the unit of absolute viscosity. So we can say that mu is equal to FH upon AU. From equation 1, when we rewrite this equation 1, we can able to write that mu is equal to FH divided by AU. Let us say this is equation 2. Therefore, unit of absolute viscosity mu is, let us say the unit of force is Newton, then H is nothing but the distance or thickness, it is in mm, then A is nothing but the area, it is mm square, and U is the velocity, it is mm per second. So while simplifying this, mm get cancelled, we get unit of absolute viscosity Newton second per mm square. Or for a SI unit, we can say that it is Newton second per meter square, or we can say that Pascal second. Or in CGS, it is dyne second per centimeter square. Or popular unit of absolute viscosity is poise. Poise is in dyne second per centimeter square. Or we can say that 1 poise is equal to 0.1 Pascal second. But the poise is large or larger unit of the viscosity, so most of the viscosity measure by using the unit of centipoise, that is small c p. Therefore, two separate notation used for viscosity. Mu is the viscosity in units Newton second per mm square, and Z is the viscosity in unit centipoise. Therefore, let's find out the relationship between the mu and Z. Mu is the viscosity in units Newton second per mm square, and Z is the viscosity in centipoise. So as we know, 1 centipoise is equal to 10 raised to minus 2 poise, or 1 upon 10 raised to 2 poise. And so we can write that 10 raised to 2 poise is dyne second per centimeter square, and 1 upon 10 raised to 2, that dyne is Newton upon 10 raised to 5 n upon 10 raised to 5 second 10 raised to 2 mm square, because instead of centimeter square we put mm square, so it become 10 raised to minus 9 Newton second per mm square, or MPS mega Pascal second. Or in reverse manner, we can write 1 Newton second per mm square is equal to 10 raised to 9 centi